So today I want to show you a really common problem that we get at the shop, and that's how to remove adhesive and old adhesive residue from the side of a vehicle. So what I want to do today is I want to show you a couple solutions that I've come up with and give you the best practices. The very first thing when you're removing paint from any vehicle or removing vinyl from any vehicle is to make sure not to use any metal razor blades. Anything that you're going to scrape along the car with, you definitely want it to be plastic. The next thing that I would recommend is just removing the outside of the vinyl. The adhesive residue is going to be left behind, but if you can just get the majority of this outside vinyl, getting the adhesive off is going to be a lot easier. If you can't get this vinyl off and it comes off in tiny, tiny little pieces, the best option that you have is to soak it in some type of adhesive remover over a really long time, like a couple hours. And what will happen is that adhesive remover will get underneath the leather, and then you'll just come through and you'll be able to scrape the entire thing off and just leave a little mark like this. So after we've peeled the outside vinyl off like this, and the secret here is to just use enough force to where you're just getting as much vinyl off in a single stroke as you can. And it's going to vary depending on how old and how baked on the vinyl is, but you're really just trying to get this top layer off so you can get the chemicals in to get the adhesive off there. One thing I definitely wouldn't do is use my fingernails on this. The reason being is the little pieces of vinyl will get right up underneath your fingernails and they become a real pain to clean, especially when the adhesive residue sort of mixes with them. They make a nice little goop that gets stuck pretty well underneath your fingers. So I like to try to do everything with the plastic razor. If you don't have a plastic razor, the back of a credit card will work just as well. Okay, so once you have all the big chunks of vinyl off, the really big problem becomes removing the adhesive. And removing the adhesive can actually be more difficult sometimes than actually removing the outer vinyl. If you try using like a Windex material, what you're going to find is the adhesive just won't lift. You'll get these little marks here and they'll become almost impossible to get off. So I mean, you can just scrub for a really long time and eventually they're going to come off, but that residue is a real pain in the ass. If you use an alcohol, it'll come off a little bit better, but you're just really going to be moving that goop around. The real solution is to find some type of adhesive remover or some type of like citrus cleaner. Anything that has that really strong orange smell to it is probably going to do a really good job of removing the adhesive. So what you would do is just hit it with the orange adhesive and you'll see that that's just falling off. And if it's really, really aggressive, you can just sort of let it soak. But you can see this was really difficult to get with the Windex, and now I just sort of lightly brush over this and all the adhesive's coming completely off. Now the one last step that you have to do if you're going to use this orangey type material is it's going to leave like a residue on the window. So after you've got all your adhesive off, what you want to do is just use clean Windex or rubbing alcohol just to get that last of that. And that's just removing the residue. Beautiful. And that's how you remove adhesive off a car. Did you know that we can design, print, and ship most signs in less than 24 hours? Call me at 858-568-5133 and I'll make you a sign that shows the world that you're open for business.